Carnales de Telehit, ¿cómo están? Estamos en uno de los especiales más, un especial de lujo. Nos encontramos con uno de los artistas más interesantes y polémicos dentro de la última década, Marilyn Manson. Thank you very much for your time with this interview.
Thank you.
So, first question, why did you decide that the cover, Personal Jesus, is going to be the first single of the album?
Well, since we were doing a greatest hits, sort of a best of collection, which is kind of hard to pick. You know, obviously you pick the singles and things like that. We were asked to do a cover, and you know, I feel like we've done a lot of covers, but it happened to be during a week when everybody was trying to convince me to change my ways and stop drinking and stop doing drugs and stop misbehaving. So I was hearing a lot about Jesus that week. So I thought, personal Jesus, that should be perfect.
And I really believe that everybody has his own personal Jesus. Can you describe your own personal Jesus?
Well, technically, the guy who mows my lawn's name is Jesus, but that's different.
Yeah.
But for me, religion, spirituality is really about art. If you create something, to me, that's spiritual.
And when that the original song was released, you were like a teenager, right? Kind of.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I was, you know, maybe 20 years old.
And talking about those years when you were in high school and everything, you have like one of your best friends were your cousin Chad. What is like the best childhood memory that you have of you and him?
Well, he accompanied me about 10 city blocks. We walked to a girl's house, and I had my Kiss lunchbox filled with liquor that I stole from my grandmother.
Yeah.
And he got drunk and passed out, and I lost my virginity. Not with him, with a girl.
and also at that time, you always tried to get expelled from high school, right?
Yeah.
What was like the crazy thing that you did trying to expel from high school?
After getting caught selling heavy metal albums to other kids, and I was sort of like a drug dealer pimp, but with candy and rock music. That combined with I put a rubber dildo in the Bible teacher's desk, and it wasn't the same one she usually had, so I got her mad and she sent me to the office, and that was it.
And also you were like a big Mad Magazine fan, right?
Yeah, I tried to make my own magazine. And
if you could have like the opportunity, let's imagine, to meet face to face the character of Mad, the little boy with red hair, what would you tell him?
That's how I looked when I was a kid, so I'd probably think it was me growing up, because I had freckles and kind of reddish hair, so it's hard to say. I can't remember Mad Magazine so much anymore, although I was quite honored about 2 years ago. On the back of the magazine, they have that fold-together thing. They had one of me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that's kind of
and also
came full circle.
At that time, you did your own magazine, the Stupid Magazine, right?
Yeah.
And it was about what?
It was just stupid.
But at that time, can you describe a little bit how was your bedroom when you were a teenager?
I had a lot of heavy metal posters. You know, I was really into music. Music was the only thing that I could really escape to. I didn't have a lot of friends. Eventually, once I got my driver's license, I convinced a few girls to, you know, help me lose my virginity, but that was about it.
Cool. And what is like the most important thing that your parents taught you when you were
That they taught me?
Yeah.
My mom taught me how to get rid of crabs.
And
That's
how?
when you get lice in your pubic hair from having sex.
Really?
Yeah, because I said, Mom, what do I do? I have a problem here. She said, oh, you've got crabs. I said, oh, I must have got it in the school locker room. And she said, oh, okay, yeah, because she wanted to think I was a virgin. So she got me some crab medicine. I shaved it all off, No, I just keep it that way. You know, it works good. Keeps crabs away.
And what about you? Would you like to become a dad, to have kids sometime?
Maybe sometime. I have cats. That's a big responsibility as it is. And I like kids, though. So in the new video for Personal Jesus, I wanted to kind of combine the nativity scene with politics and the idea of kissing babies. So we had a baby in the video, and baby was crying and crying and crying. And as soon as I started singing, he stopped. He just looked at me with real open eyes, and then he pissed on me.
Oh, cool. That's great. And it's like the most important thing that you want to teach your kids.
I teach them to teach themselves. I think if you have a thirst for knowledge, you're going to learn you're going to learn more than you ever will in school.
Yeah.
You know, people trying to teach you things, to memorize things that you may not ever need in life. It's not as good as when you get excited about an idea and you make that your thirst for knowledge, not theirs.
Yeah, and talking back when you were in high school and after high school, you started getting interested in music, you started having your own bands. But when did you decide to concern not just about your music, but also about your image?
Well, I always hated my image when I was growing up because I didn't really fit in. So I finally kind of made that a point of not fitting in would be my thing. And I really started appreciating and feeling like my only outlet was creativity and art. So I made myself a part of that. You know, sometimes I paint a painting, sometimes I paint myself, sometimes it's a song. But it's a lifestyle for me, so that way I get to be whatever I want every day.
And then you meet Trent Reznor. What challenge did you experience working with him?
It's different, you know. I don't think he and I are very similar in what we want to do in life. I think he's sometimes is held back by his fear of success. I think he could be more successful if he wasn't afraid, because, you know, the stakes get higher. I think a lot of times he gets bitter, and that's where a lot of times we've had falling outs, and he has with other artists like Billy Corgan and things like that. But I think I learned from him most how to not go about doing a record. When we did a record, the result was great, but I would never do it that way again. You know, I think it took too much out of everyone.
And at some point, at different points in your life, you've been using drugs. And I mean, a lot of people say, oh, the bad thing that's happened with drugs. And I agree that the best thing is not to use drugs. But in your case, what is like the best thing and positive thing that you learned by using drugs?
It depends on what you're talking about. I think absinthe, for example, is the preferred drink of artists because it's more like a drug than it is alcohol.
Yeah.
But I think you just learn that you hate drugs the more you do them. But you know, it's a very seductive thing. It's very hard to escape from, especially when you're trying to escape yourself, escape reality. So I think you learn more about yourself, your weaknesses and your strengths, and how you can really battle things that are more dangerous and bigger than the world, you know, the demons inside you.